Now familiar pictures of British military personnel doing their very best to get Afghans, many of whom worked as interpreters for the British, out of the country as the Taliban circled Kabul in August 2021.
The military who went in to conduct that final evacuation were incredibly brave. They flew into what everybody knew was a very, very dangerous situation, and they behaved with the extraordinary courage and integrity that you expect of British forces in action.
But much of what else government put into place was summed up quite simply.
It was a disaster. There's no other word for it.
At the centre of which was the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, who the committee say failed to prepare and failed to respond, in contrast to military planners.
The reality is, if you look at what PGHQ did, under the leadership of Ben Key and under the Secretary of State, Ben Wallace, we saw an organisation there that started its planning many, many months in advance. They had prepared various different plans, how they may or may not need to evacuate people. In the Foreign Office, we saw something different. We saw no such planning, despite the same intelligence. We saw no such organisation, despite the same warnings, and despite the fact that the United States has signalled this not 18 months before, but years before.
The report said the fact Sir Philip Barton, head of the FCDO, the then Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab and Prime Minister Boris Johnson were all on leave when the Taliban took Afghan's capital Kabul marks a fundamental lack of seriousness, grip or leadership at a time of national emergency.
Your viewers and listeners, we all, as a former military person myself, for us, leave is a privilege, not a right. So it's pretty upsetting to realise that the very top level leadership chose to go on leave and chose not to come back, when I guarantee hundreds if not thousands of those who were forward deployed in pretty unpleasant circumstances doing their very best had to compromise on their family leave and make sacrifices. And to know that that wasn't the experience of those at the top is clearly going to upset many.
The committee calls for systemic changes to avoid reoccurrence, but Afghans are still suffering because they couldn't get out of the country, even though they were entitled. 1,500 apparently called forward to Kabul airport who didn't get out.
My camera reel on my phone is full of pretty gruesome images of family members that have been murdered or tortured or beaten up, in the sort of least bad case, I suppose, because of the fact that they were linked to the West, to the UK, and even those we have got out successfully, their family members are being targeted as a punishment for the fact that the main family member was able to get out.
And some organisations say the ARAP scheme to try and get entitled people out is still not functioning properly.
If they turned up to the government ministries run by the Taliban that are now issuing passports, of course they have names and lists of all these individuals who worked for the international security forces, and therefore they would be arrested. And yet we are seeing email exchanges with the ARAP team that is ongoing saying you must go and get yourself travel documents, you will not be allowed into Pakistan.
An FCDO spokesperson said they'll review the cross-party committee's findings and respond in due course, and also that they carried out a thorough review to learn lessons from the withdrawal from Afghanistan, including introducing new systems for managing correspondence and increasing senior oversight of operational and diplomatic responses. Tim Cooper, Forces News.